Good evening, and welcome to RockTrue Beats, or rather RockTrue class via RockTrue Beats. We welcome you to RockTrue Beats, and I am your host, Selena K. And we thank you for joining us as we rock truth to absolutely nothing at all. RockTrue Beats is a cross-cultural response to the lack of choice in music today. RockTrue Beats is designed to provide a sound message from theory to lab to life, while encouraging the necessity to return back to origin by way of relative keys, this kingdom principles. RockTrue Beats seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlight upcoming and established, local and international, kings and queens, musical artists of character, while promoting kingdom consciousness and awareness of who we are and to whom we belong. It is indeed and forever will always be a kingdom renaissance. Welcome to Cross Country. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to night 2 of our RockTrue class conference. If you did not get a chance to check out Doc Ott, she rocked True Science about 10 o'clock this morning. It was so super dope. Shout out to her with an amazing amount of information. And like I told her, it's information that we choose to ignore because we are programmed and taught to focus so much on the exterior as opposed to the interior that we allow to just decay or go bad because we're not providing it with the proper food or the proper food. You know what I'm saying? It should be what we believe or what we crave every single time. And we should become a little bit more disciplined in what it is that we do. So shout out to Doc because it always seems to correlate. Her message always correlates with RockTrue Beats, which is one of my very favorite shows. Actually, I love music. I love beats. I love everything about, what music does for people. It is the fastest moving medium that we have, to send message or messages. Hey, Queen, blessings, Miss Michelle. Thank you so much for tuning in to our show. I cannot wait until you start your YouTube because I plan to syndicate your show as soon as you begin. So that's one of the different things that we're going to be doing with RockTrue. We're actually going to be syndicating different shows that promote truth, that promote the message that we are actually promoting. We need to highlight each other, and so that's what RockTrue is here to do. So I can't wait, Miss Michelle. Let me know as soon as you start your YouTube so we're able, or we can assist you with being able to produce a show, even on our platform, Queen. You are more than welcome. Just let me know. Let me know. All right, guys. So RockTrue class. Like I said, this is RockTrue Beats, one of my favorite shows. Oh, God. I love the premise, the idea behind it, again, from theory to lab to life. And again, like I said, it already correlates with science, and it just makes so much sense, and I can understand why. And so our speaker for today is no other than Marley King, okay? And Mr. Chris Lyon himself, my king. Come on now. What I love about Marley King is what he brings to this platform. It is unadulterated truth. You know what I'm saying? He understands God. He understands the creator because he understands the earth, the environment. He understands production, growth, RockTrue growth. You know what I'm saying? He understands, I believe is it germination? Is it that with, with the seeds? Okay, germination. That's what it, like, you understand it. And when you understand just the simplicity of planting, you know what I'm saying? You understand what God did. You understand what he did and how he expects a return on the seeds that he planted within us via, the love that we can serve to others, most definitely, and providing the image that he had gave us in origin. So, man, Marley King, I'm so excited. But just for a second, let me kind of reiterate on RockTrue class and the importance of it. This is about the culture. This is about kingdom culture, not when you die. Today, how you live in the kingdom today. Everything is right now. There is no tomorrow. Everything is right now. Yesterday is a cancel check. It is over. You should not be living there. Check your location. Send me your location. You should be living in December 28th, 2021 at 6:40 48, depending on whatever your time zone is. But there is no way that you should be living in December 27th or beyond. It's just time that we live in the now, you know? All right, King. So let's get cultured with this music sound power. And I just realized that it's actually word sound power. But that's all right. Same thing, same lit. Yeah, go ahead and explain it for us. So no other than I can, Marty King.
Yeah, man. Peace, and one love. Give thanks for y'all having me this grand evening time. It's been a long time coming. Y'all know I've been out there on the grind, trying to get some things in order in my life, so I could come to the platform and present y'all with the best information possible, to the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying? And in order to do that, I got to get certain things in line in my life in order to give that out to y'all, man. And like I said, once again, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Give thanks for y'all coming out. As y'all know, today is December the 28th, which is the second day of Kwanzaa. If y'all don't understand Kwanzaa, hey, it's time we get in tune, man, because these particular principles, the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, which are represented by the 7 candles on the Kenora that you see lighted, with the first one yesterday, on the first day of Kwanzaa being yesterday, the black candle in the middle is always lit first. And that one is significant of unity, or umoja. Umoja, unity, is something very deep, man, and we could understand why that's the first one, because in order to do anything in this world as a collective, as a people, you know, like we say in Rastafari, one world, one people, one race, one love. You understand? And in order to bring together this collective consciousness, man, we all have to come together in unity, or umoja, something serious. And today we have the second day of Kwanzaa, Kuji Chagalia, or self-determination, you know? And these are some principles, man, that I carry on in my life every single day. I live by these principles, man, and that keeps me on the righteous path that I'm on. And I suggest everybody following suit, man. Whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously, man, it's time to jump on board, man, and let's get down. But today we're dealing with Kuji Chagalia, or self-determination, man, and it's very important that we understand what self-determination is, man. Self-determination is having that belief in yourself, knowing that you're gonna get it done, man. You got it by the Spirit, got it by the power of the Most High. You know, a lot of people looking up in the sky for something, man, but that's a lie, man. We got to look inside, man. You understand? You know, they say in the good book, man. They say the spirit resides in the house of the Lord, the body the temple. You understand? It's something powerful, man. Self-determination, man. Make sure you look inside and really grab hold, man. Grab hold of that spirit, man, and ride the wave. You know, self-determination, man. What else can we think about what else do we think of when we think about self-determination, man? We think about the things that we conquer in life, man, on a daily basis, man. When you get up every morning, man, you have to have that determination, that self-determination to get up and go forth with whatever job you're working, whether or not you're working in Babylon for the system or you're working for self. And especially if you're working for self, you really have to be in tune with self-determination, because that's that driving factor behind that's the driving factor behind what you get into, how you go about the day, how you get things done, the tasks at hand. You know, I always look at Mary, man, Miss Selena K from RockTrue Beats, from RockTrue. She's always getting down with that self-determination, man. You know, I always see her pushing through all type of adversity, and it's such a serious piece. And I recognize many other people out there doing the same thing, you know. And you know, a lot of y'all are a reflection of me, man. We all out there on the grind. We all determined to get things done. We all determined to pave the path in order for us to thrive. You know, it's a very tough time that we're living in nowadays, man. You know, especially when it comes to the music and when it comes to the media and the entertainment. All of this is a driving force, you know, behind the way society is shaped and molded, you know, and it's the driving force between a lot of people's, the way a lot of people's minds is shaped and molded as well, man. So we have to be cognizant, or we have to be conscious of that as well, man. You know, so let's dive in a little deeper, man. You know, we always jump on the topic of word sound power, but today we're going to go with music sound power. And music sound power plays into the same realm of word sound power. You know, when we think of word sound power is pretty much a Rastafari explanation of each word carries a power through the form of sound. You know what I'm saying? look at ourselves, man. We're electric beings, man. And if you look at the way words are projected through semantics, or the way that words are captured in different crystalline structures of frozen water, or water in general, then we'll be able to see the intricate patterns and shapes that are exposed through each word that we put out there. Kind of revealing the power behind the word. If we say something like love, love is going to be very fluent. Love is going to be very intricate in design, very symmetric. I guess that's the geometrical. All these are great words to describe it. If we use maybe a more harsher word, like the word hate, hate carries something that's very deep, or kill. All these things like that, man, are very, very deep when we look at them. And just seeing the way that these two particular words create these geometrical shapes or distorted shapes, love and hate, it's very reflective of the world around us, and we see how these words affect each and every person that we deal with, man. And just use those two words as examples. Let's not get too complex and say, oh, well, this word and that word. Let's just be cognitive of how we're saying things. When we say something with force, like a declaration, like, hey, I'm gonna do this today, or hey, I'm gonna listen to that, or I'm gonna make something like this. It's very commanding. It's very demanding. If we say something, a little more free flowing, like, hey, man, I'm loving life, man. Life is beautiful right now. The day is going wonderful. I'm feeling great on the inside. These things, you could feel the power of the word behind it. If we feel in our throat, we can understand that everything is vibration. You could feel the way your throat, or your voice box, or your throat chakra, for metaphysical purposes, your throat chakra, we could feel how it vibrates. These words put out a power, and they affect people and objects, whether or not they're alive, or they're just an object. Everything has a vibration to it, man. It's the way of the world around us. So I think it's very important to be conscious of the word sound power that we're putting out there, man, and be very conscious of the words that we're saying. Yeah, you understand, man. When she sees that or hears that, Dr. Ak is gonna understand. Word sound power from the vibration, man. Something serious. It's why I really get down with the reggae music, man. The deep roots reggae, man. It's something serious. Oh yeah, hey, peace, Rhonda. Peace, Rhonda. I'm glad I was able to get online to where everybody can feed in and listen to the wise words of the wise man this evening time, man. It's a little chilly out here too, man. So y'all gotta mind me if I got a little nose drip and such, man. A little chilly out here, man. We in the wicked Midwest, man. Winter times get rough around this side. You understand? Nonetheless, man, let's not stray off topic too much, but let's dive in a little deeper when we talk music sound power. And what does that necessarily mean? It sounds like a derivative of word sound power, which it is in a sense, but let's just look at that word music. It's going to take us to the next level when we think about it. Music in itself, man, is created by different sounds or vibrations, man. And each individual note or each individual sound that get played on an instrument or instrumental, it puts a sacred shape up inside your mental, man. You know what I'm saying? It's something very deep, man, when we think about these different tones that are found in orchestras. We could actually listen to a symphony or an orchestra, and we could feel the emotion being construed through it. You know what I'm saying? We could listen to a rap song on the radio. Especially the drill music or all the wicked stuff that people are resonating with and playing nowadays, man. When we hear this vulgar and insensitive music on the radio, we see the way people start reacting around us, man. We see how the eyebrows go down, man, and people get really serious and out of tune. And if you ever heard the terminology when people say, "Oh, that man just went out of body," or "That woman just went out of body," that means they blacked out. They went, they reached such a level to where that wicked energy or wicked spirit takes over, man, because evidently when we listen to the music, man, like I said, they evoke emotions. And let's think about the people who's recording these things. Let's think about the people who's behind the artistry or the mastering or the production of the tracks, the engineers, man, the producers. These are the ones that really stand at the base level. They're almost the gatekeepers to the music, and how it's projected and how it's felt within the listener. You know, when we're playing a certain note on the keyboard, man, there's I'm not trying to be funny here, but we're gonna get into a little humor right here. There's a certain note called the brown note, and if y'all ever heard of it, I don't know how true it is or not, but they say that this note is so low in tone, man, that it shakes your bowels, man. It ruptures your bowels, you know. So they just open up and they free flow, you know. So there's different tones out there. There's different tones that the military weaponizes. And same thing with our local and state governments. They weaponize these things, you know, in riots. And when they're trying to push back crowds and things of that nature. I believe they actually used this down in St. Louis during the riots down there when what the heck was his name, man? Michael, I want to say his name was Michael Brown. I could be wrong. If y'all know right off the top of your head, correct me down in the comments. But Michael Brown down in St. Louis, man, everybody started rioting down in Ferguson, not St. Louis, in Ferguson, Missouri. And they started rioting, burning things up and blowing things up, this, that, and the other. So the riot police came out with a big speaker. I believe it's called the LRAD device, long range acoustic device. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's called. So they projected a particular frequency coming out of this, or a particular tone, man. It could be something like something really high pitched and really loud, and that frequency hits your eardrum and starts to shake your body and shake the frequency. Think of the body being an electric vehicle. If we ever look at the nervous system of the body, the way the nerves dangle down on us, it looks exactly like a lightning strike, man. If you see a lightning bolt strike, you'll see all these intricate in and outs of electricity going all over the place, man. You know, we think of a tree above and below ground, you know, as above, so below. We look at above ground and how the branches spread out in all these different directions, man. No pattern ever the same. And we look at the same way they do under the ground, the roots the same way, man. And the body is a prominent reflection of that as well. So let's just understand the way that these frequencies are interacting with the electric sense, or the electricity of our body, you know. These things are deeper than the mind can see, man. Some things we can't just limit our ability to see things going on around us or hear things, you know. Things are different, are deeper, man. You know, we got 6 senses, man, and most of us use 5, maybe a little bit less, you know. Like I said, the way that these sounds are projected, when they was projected into the crowds down in Ferguson, it caused the crowds to disperse, man. And some people even had issues with their hearing, with their eardrums, because the sound affected their eardrum. And the eardrum is a really particular part of the body, man, because it regulates the equilibrium in our body. If you ever start to feel off balance or feel dizzy and stuff like that, when a particular sound or a low frequency is played, or somebody's blowing one of those really low high-pitched dog whistles. I remember back in high school, man, people used to play them things on the phone. You'd be sitting in class and your ears start ringing. Everybody think they had tinnitus. You know what I'm saying? But it was actually a high frequency. We'll call it a high frequency, but it's really low when it comes to the way that the ear picks it up. So these people are listening to this, man. It starts to shake them up. I remember it used to make me sick to my belly just to hear this stuff. And when you blow these particular frequencies, man, they really start to throw off your equilibrium, man. And not a lot of people can function. Another great way to expose this is what's going on in different places down. A lot of United States diplomats, when they're down at these different embassies in different countries, in Cuba in particular, and probably in Russia and a couple of other places as well, a lot of people have been experiencing a lot of auditory deficiencies or ailments, man, and people have had ruptured eardrums, man, and it's caused issues with their brain and their sight and the equilibrium, because they've been picking up on these ultra low frequencies that are being blasted around, man. And this is what I'm saying, man. A lot of these things can be weaponized, and it's weaponized in the music industry. It's no secret. It's no secret. When we look back at the paper trail of who's running the music industry and what the people in the industry are talking about, tell me how many times you've seen somebody with a symbolism like this, man. You know, how many times have you seen the one eye being covered up, man, or you see the one side of the face, man? You'll see it in album covers. You'll see it in music videos, man. You'll even see, let me see if I can get it for you right here. I'm gonna hold this. You even see people doing things like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks that this stuff is a joke, man. because they're not in tune to what's being taught or what's being practiced within these particular societies. Now we can respect the reason that people go underground and create these different societies, because a lot of the knowledge that is put out there, a lot of truth that people uncover, it's not accepted by the masses, you know, or it's not wanted to be pushed towards the masses, because the truth ultimately sets you free. You know what I'm saying? It breaks away from them chains that we're in. Somewhere below 20 hertz, which, man, that's what I'm talking about. You see, it's always good to have somebody in the comments, man, that could play off what I'm speaking about. Yeah, 20 hertz, which is beyond the human here, and 7 hertz is a mystery as well. Absolutely, man. A lot of these sounds can be used for healing, and a lot of these sounds can be used for wickedness, for destruction, man. And I believe we've talked about in past shows. I'm trying not to go off topic because I'm gonna have to jump back here. But we talked about this in a past show, how a particular hertz, I believe it was 930 something hertz, man. I'd have to go back and check again, man. You know, it's been a while. Y'all have to forgive me, man. And a lot of knowledge has been kicked throughout these past few months, man. And there's just so much going on in this brain. It's a plethora of knowledge when it comes to it. But these particular frequencies or sounds, when they're projected, they could clear up the oil spills that have been happening around the world, around the country in general. You know, I mean, the United States of America, one of the full of oil tycoons, man, and wicked oil tyrants, man, and they go around and just raping the land and polluting the land hand in hand. But these frequencies could help clean up and heal certain parts of our body. You know, if we think about our body, the body reproduces itself every single year. Each organ in the body renews itself. It's called apoptosis or apoptosis, and that's the process of the body getting rid of the old cells and creating the new cells, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like an in and out, man, a quick exchange. And this is how the body renews itself. And we have the option to either help the flow of that or be destructive toward it. You know what I'm saying? And this all determines on what we put into our bodies. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, man, you know, I consume this and I consume that and I'm just fine. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about just what we're consuming into our bellies, man. Mind you, we have 3 brains. We got the mind up here, we got the heart, and then we have our gut, you know? And when any of these things are off balance, that's when wickedness starts to set in. So let's think about the music that people are consuming. If we're sitting there listening to music, and I'm going to dive deep here, man, because I've been hearing a lot of people come to the defense of this man. And in no way am I knocking the death of somebody, man, or the atrocities that happen in Black America all the time, you know, or in the world wide, because what's going on in Black America is the only thing that's televised, man. They don't show you the white folks getting killed. They don't show you the Hispanic folks getting killed. They don't show you the Asians getting killed. You know, it's always just one particular people's, you know. And why is that, man? I think it's a question that all of us should be asking ourselves. Nonetheless, let's jump into it real quick and talk about the power of music, man. We had somebody pass away recently, man. Got killed. Another brother out there in the streets, man, promoting the wicked culture of rap music, promoting the wicked culture of rap music. Yeah, I'm saying it, man. Y'all need to be in tune with what I'm saying right now, because it's very deep, man. And you know, I'm out here living in Jah light, man. I'm out here doing Jah work, man. Jah sent. Know what I'm saying, man? So anybody who tried to step in the way of what I'm about to get into, man, y'all need to fall back, man. And y'all need to humble yourself and show some humility and listen, man. Know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean, when I say shut up, that doesn't mean close your mouth, man. That means close your mind. That means close your mouth and open up your mind. You know, that don't mean nothing derogatory. I ain't telling you to shut up, man, and you know, go away and be quiet and this, that, and the other. It means close your mouth and open up your ears and open up your minds and soak in the message here, man, because there's definitely something that somebody's going to take from this, and it could save a few lives in the process. So let's talk about Young Dolph, man, another rapper out of Memphis, out of the Orange Mile. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple of homies, man, that frequent the area, that actually live down there, man. And for anybody to say that this man ain't involved in gang activity and stuff like that, man, that's a straight up farce, man. Because this man was involved in all of that stuff, man. Most of these cats that's in the music industry, they're part of some type of society or gang or conglomerate and stuff like that. But let's get back to him, man. This cat, Young Dolph. Okay, I know a lot of people try to come to the defense, man, when this cat passed away, and they say, this man was a community figure, man. He was giving back to the community. He was doing this, that, and the other. He was well respected. He was idolized. Okay, let's think about that, man. let's first look at the type of music that this man was making, man. And I got into I had to keep myself composed, but I got into a little heated argument or heated debate rather, um, with a knucklehead youngster friend of mine, man, because everybody's always quick to come to the defense of cats that's making music talking about disrespecting women, calling them B's and H's, and portraying them in music videos with no clothes on, man, and as sexual objects, symbols of sex, for all the young folks to watch, man. You got cats that's 3, 4, 5 years old, youth, that's going about this, man, jamming this music, dancing to it, shaking their tail feather to this music, man. I've seen this, man, so it's very appalling to me, man, especially the righteous cat that I am, And you see the way this music that's talking about killing folks, man, and talking, and I'm going to jump to this real quick, talking about killing folks, man, because the young brethren I was debating with, man, he was trying to jump to the defense saying that the man's making music about self-defense, man. Well, if he's making music about self-defense, man, why you over here talking about killing your brethren, man? Saying that F this N-word. You know what I'm saying? What type of sense does this make, man? You say, once again, we're talking about word sound power and the power of vibrations and how words and music have an effect on the crystalline structures of water. And what's our body composed of when we're adults? Roughly 70% water, even more as a child. So let's understand how it's affecting the virgin mind. You know what I'm saying? It becomes something heavy. So once again, people are coming to the defense of somebody that's out here. Excuse me. Once again, people are coming to the defense of somebody, especially a brother out here that's out here promoting Black Death, man. Promoting Black Death, man, through an art form. You know what I'm saying? Through something that's supposed to be an art form. People play basketball and it's an art. People play an instrument and it's an art. People draw and paint pictures and it's an art form. But there's many different ways to go about it. You can either make it something righteous or you can make it something sinister. And we've seen it all throughout Hollywood. And we'll dive into that because that's a whole nother word sound power thing. Hollywood, man. Where does the word come from? It's deep, man. Etymology of words is something that we really need to do some research on, man. And we really need to practice it too, man, because it's detrimental what a lot of us are unconsciously participating in, man. And I think a lot of things have intention driven behind it as well. But we'll dive into that in a different time. But for right now, let's jump back into Young Dolph, man. This cat was out here promoting all the wicked music, man. And out here, and so somebody said, bro, I looked at a music video, man, and he ain't talking nothing like that. The first music video I pulled up on Young Dolph, I went on YouTube, man. I just put Young Dolph new video. And the first music video that popped up, I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I could probably pull it up, but I don't have my other phone with me, man. It's something about counting up my scale or checking on my scale or something like that. Something had to do with drugs, man. Know what I'm saying? Something to promote the sales of drugs, man. And listen, when I say drugs, I ain't talking about ganja, man. That's medicine for the peoples, man. Jah sent. You understand? It's been growing on the land, man, for many, many years, man. Thousands of years, man. It probably was one of the first things. If you believe in the Garden of Eden, it's probably one of the first plants in there, man. Nonetheless, we won't steer off in the wrong direction. But we think about that, man. When we're talking about drugs, we're talking about things that people have put out in the communities to poison them. Things like heroin, cocaine, crack, meth, pharmaceuticals, pills like Xanax and Percocets and Oxycontins and Xanax bars and Lorex tabs and morphine patches. I mean, let's not even count the whole list because there's so many, man. And the promotion of all this stuff through the music and into the communities, the Black communities more prominently, or the communities of color. We see how detrimental this stuff has become, man. Anybody who has committed a crime against humanity in that fashion has a lot of amends to make, man. a lot of amends to make. Freeway Ricky Ross, man, one of the biggest drug dealers of all time, and polluted so many communities and killed so many peoples and corrupted so many families. You know, every time you see him go on an interview and somebody asks him about that, man, you can see the look in his face of disgust, man, because he knows the wrongdoings that he's committed, the crimes against humanity, and that's something that it's hard to forgive, man. It's hard to be forgiven for. That's something that spirit or creation has to come back around and serve you for. They call that karma, you know. Whether or not you look at it as the spirit coming to get you, or Jah coming to get you, or God, or Allah, or Buddha, or Krishna coming to get you. It's all a cycle, man. What you put out, it comes back. It's called karma. You know, there's many different ways that people interpret it through many different forms of religious practices or spiritual practices. Many different ways to interpret that. But we start to understand how the music puts out all of these messages of promotion of Black Death and killing folks, man, through drugs or through guns and violence, and to hate your brother and not to love no more, man. You know, they always tell you in the church, man, to fear God. You know, they never tell you to love Jah, man. You know, love Jah, man, and you shall see where where the light takes you, man, and take you to many great places, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You understand what I'm saying? But with this young Dolph figure, man, once again, one of those puppets put into play out here, man. You know, he might have been somebody in the music industry that was chosen, you know, because a lot of these cats in the music industry, man, the higher ups, you know, they come up with a character, you know. They sit down at these meetings, man. Look, man, talk to folks that's deep in the music industry, man, that have been there and done that, man. Talk to some of these older cats, man, and you'll be able to get a better glimpse of what's going on behind closed doors or closed curtains, however you'd like to look at it, man. It's something very sinister, man. These cats are drawing up plans, just like people create storyboards and sit down at the office to create, you know, different layouts for what's going to be put into motion next month, or how they want to sell this new product. It's the same exact way, man. These cats sit down and they say, hey, we want a character that talks about this and talks about that, and he's got to look like this and look like that, and he's got to make a particular. Most people that signed in the music industry do not have control over what kind of an album that they're creating. Usually the album is laid out. There's a particular creative direction that they want them to go, and there's a sinister reason behind it, man. You know, they understand what this does to communities. We'll look at the big transition from music in the 80s going into the 90s, man, when groups like first they went from Fight the Power, you know, with Public Enemy, you know, talking about these things going on in the world, man, and the oppression of the black man, and exposing all of these wicked cats that's out there doing all of these wicked things. And then we jump to N-words with attitudes, you know. What type of jump happened right there, man? You know, the power of music, man. People were Black Power, man. What's up, soul brother? What's up, soul sister? You understand what I'm saying? What's up, Queen? What's up, God? You know what I'm saying? That was the time of the 80s, man. And going into the 90s, we had N-words with attitudes, you know, coming out, man. And what the music was talking about, man, gangster stuff, man, killing folks, man, running over folks, man, pimping women, man, you know, pulling out the guns, man, serving drugs. You know, there was nothing good about it. It turned everybody against them. And this was the time that crack started coming around, man. Once crack came in the 90s, man, it tore communities and families apart for generations to come, man. The early 90s and groups like that, man, played a big role and took a big responsibility in what we see as the result today, man. We see so many people that are mentally broken, man. We see so many families that are still struggling from being strung out, man. A lot of the matriarchs and patriarchs of the family went down the drain, man. Locked a lot of the father figures up, man, for drug possession, for drug using, man. People were giving away paychecks, man, giving away stability and giving away family, all for the sake of what, man? For a drug that the wicked man created, and that was promoted through music, man. You know, it's such a sinister thing out there. And let's jump back to Young Dolph. Let's not stray off topic here, man. Let's stay in the present here. You know, we see the precursors to all this, and now we see cats like Young Dolph, man, out there beefing with other black folks, man. And the youth that I was chopping it up with, man, wanted to tell me, oh, he's out there protecting himself. Protecting himself from what, man? If he wasn't beefing with his fellow brethren in the first place, we wouldn't have issues like that, man. What you beefing with your brother for, man? Because he's got more money than you? Because he's got more clout or recognition than you? You know? The stuff be blowing my mind, man, of how people fall susceptible to making excuses for these puppets like that, man. You know? How is it that we make excuses for these cats, man? And like I said, I looked at his music video, and if y'all get a chance, check it out, man. It has something to do with a scale, counting up my scale or weighing up my scale. If y'all get a chance, look it up. Young Dolph, counting up my scale or weighing up my scale. So one of the two, man. It'll pop up once the algorithms will put you onto that. It'll take some words and put you right on it. Has something to do with the scale, man. And there's it's like a video of him going to hell for selling his soul or selling out. And you start to see all these symbolisms of all-seeing eyes, which is very Masonic. And I never try to knock, what people practice, man. Because in the end, there's good Freemasons out there, man, and there's good people out there in many different practices, man. So you can't knock everybody. But at the same time, man, majority of the people that's out there running the show, that's calling the shots, man, are the ones with the hidden hand. Let me do this real quick so y'all can see it, man. You'll see many people like this. Look at pictures of Joseph Stalin, man. Look at people's pictures of a lot of our worldly leaders, man. I think Barack Obama was pictured like this, George Bush, and George Sr., Richard Nixon, man. I mean, it goes back, George Washington, man. These are all what we consider, prominent figures of this country that we live in, or worldly figures, These are people that get a lot of clout, get a lot of praise, And we always see that hidden hand or that hidden eye symbolism, man. What is it about that, man? Why do we see this in music videos like that? What kind of society are these cats part of, man? And we start to see the type of music that they're promoting, man. People always say it's an art form. They're just expressing themselves. Well, is it really an art form if it's becoming detrimental to the community or to the people or to the minds of the people? No, it's definitely not, man. It becomes something more evil, more sinister. It becomes something that's detrimental to society, man. And now we start to see why we're in the positions that we are, man. We just talked about yesterday. We was talking about today, but yesterday, the first day of Kwanzaa, Umoja, unity. If we're out here promoting everything but unity, we're promoting separation and segregation. How do we ever expect to build or come back together and see that soul brother, soul sister? What's up, Queen? What's up, God? Now we substituted those words with the N word or the B's or the H's and calling everybody outside of their names, man. Something so sinister. It's in all of the music that these cats are putting on the radio. The FCC holds a lot of responsibility towards all of this because these are the people that put this music out there and allow that to happen. And many people have went out there and vouched against the radio stations and say, hey, look, I got a petition right here signed by so many thousands of people to get all of this stuff taken off the radio. And you know what? The radio stations come back, especially Power 92 and GCI that's governed by not Turner Broadcasting. Damn, man. Off the top of my head, I just had it on top of my head, man. Something broadcasting system, man, that governs all the radio stations here in the Chicagoland area. Yeah, man, Rhonda, if you know what the hell the broadcasting name is, man, of the companies that Power 92, WGCI, 96.3, 103.5, they all sit under this particular broadcasting company. It's not Turner Broadcasting. That's a whole nother wicked thing, man. It's got to do with a lot of the music channels a lot of the television channels that people watch. But this one in particular, damn, y'all have to excuse me, man. I'm having a moment with myself trying to figure this damn thing out. But this particular broadcasting system, man, somebody sent out a memo to them and said, hey, look, I got the petition, man, for all of this stuff. And they said, we're not going to stop playing the music that is in popular demand or that's in the best interest of the public. So you're telling me, man, that music talking about killing and money and all things material and symbolized sexually is broken down, is something that's suitable for the community? Hey, man, that should let you know who's on what side of the battle right now. You know what I'm saying? Music Sound Power once again, man. If they're out there promoting that wicked music like that with that wicked vibration that's negatively affecting communities of color and even people's minds of non-color, man, or other cultural, man, or other cultures, excuse me. This is affecting people of all over the world, man, of all cultures, man. And it just has to be recognized, man. We got too much division going on in this world, man. There's always white folks out there or people of a different culture that say, yeah, it is, man, but I'm saying research it, man. Do your research and tell me about it, man. Something broadcasting system. But we see how music is affecting people of all different backgrounds, man. You know, and there's too much, you know, people saying, you know, screw this person, you know, it's black power, man, and screw this person, it's white power, man, you know, or this power, that power. Yeah, it's cool to have pride or to say, hey, we love our peoples, man. But at the same time, let's stop the division, man. You know, this person of this culture shouldn't be saying anything derogatory about this person of that culture. I don't care what history, you know, has shown throughout the ages of time, man. The importance is to know where we come from. You know, to where we all come from and to understand history. Because like Marcus Garvey said, man, what is a person without knowledge of self or history of oneself or his peoples is like a tree without roots, man. It cannot grow. It don't have a foundation. It don't have a base. You know what I'm saying? So like James Brown said, let's get on the good foot, man, and do something righteous, man. Spreads more love here, man. Nonetheless, man, with these wicked broadcasting systems like that, man, promoting music like Young Dolph and these BET programs, man, and MTV programs that's promoting these music videos like that, or even YouTube platforms, the hypocrisy of YouTube, man, taking down videos, you know, of cats like us putting out the righteous word, man, you know, putting the truth out there. You know, they take a video down like this, you know, when they hear what you got to say, because it's the truth, man, and the truth will shake up a lot of people, man, and you'll have a revolution start like that. That's the reason that they had to shut Public Enemy down back in the late 80s going into the 90s, because Public Enemy would have started a revolution. They was already on track, man. Bob Marley coming right in the lane of that. We're starting a worldwide revolution, and that's why he had to be ridded. Peter Tosh, they had to get rid of this man, because if they didn't, the revolution would have started, man, and there would have been so many people of all different cultures, man, around the world that would have been influenced by this, man. And it's important that people recognize this, man, because this is throughout all type of rap music, man. When you see all of these wicked artists coming about, man, and they say all of these derogatory statements or derogatory things toward their listeners or their own peoples, you know, we can't be making excuses for them. Once again, the young brethren I was speaking with told me, oh, you know, it's the environment that he came up in. I said, listen, man, I came up in a very similar environment, and you did too, good brother. You probably had a little more silver spoon in your mouth than most of these cats, man. And I'll be the first to say, yeah, there's many people out there who had it harder than I have, man. Absolutely. I'll be the first to tell you that, and I'm humble about that. I come from rough background, but some people out there had it rougher than me. What about those people who are being affected by this, man? You know what I'm saying? but he told me, he said, these cats are coming from this environment, so this is what they're talking about, man, and this is all they got to talk about, and they got to practice this, that, and the other. I said, no, they don't, my good brother. You know, look at us. We done made it out. You ain't practicing that no more, but yet you still making the same music like that, man. You know, and this has come from a brother who makes music like that, man, and I used to make music like that, man, so I have the right to speak on this, man. I speak from experience, from coming from the culture like that, man. Not hip-hop culture, rap culture. And to even associate those two words together is is an injustice, man, to all the founding fathers of hip-hop, and the peoples that came before that, man, all the funk soldiers, man, and the soul pioneers, man, all these all these particular groups that wound up, all these particular groups from these genres that paved the way for hip hop to come about, because hip hop was based off of samples. Know what I'm saying? Anyways, man, I tried to bring into the conversation about reggae music, man. I said, listen, man, and I shot my shot with him, man. I told him about, listen, man, what about Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, man? You know, and all of the other roots reggae, deep roots reggae artists that came about before, that paved the way, man, and was spreading the love of Jah, man, the spiritual light for people to follow and people to vibrate off of, man. And this spread worldwide. And the cat's excuse was, it's a different genre, bro. This is what I'm talking about. You know, we have to be mindful of who we're talking with, man, because some people are so far gone in this game, man, you know, that in this game called life, or in this world, man, or in this particular lifetime, however you'd like to look at it. Some people are so far gone, man, that we cannot save them, man. We cannot help them. So save yourself the argument, save yourself the breath, and use it for somebody that's going to actually listen, you know, and somebody that's going to benefit from it. Because some people, no, it's not going to happen like that. Nonetheless, man, the young youth try to make that excuse, man, that it's a different genre, man, and you know, you can't say that. What you mean you can't say that, man? These cats came up in Trenchtown, man, one of the roughest places on the planet Earth, man. There's killing there every single day, just as there is in Chicago, man, just as there is in Memphis, just as there is in many different places all over this country and all over the world abroad. So don't make no excuse for these cats like that, man. They know what they're participating in, man. If you have to sell out your people just to make money by way of you know, creating this wicked music through WordSoundPower or MusicSoundPower, then it ain't worth it, man. It's not worth selling out your people, man. Because at the end of the day, man, when judgment come, you know, you're going to have to answer for that. We spoke about karma, man, what you put out. If you're putting out music like that, man, this young brother got what he deserved, man. If you're putting out music and talking about killing folks and this, that, and the other, it's only right that it's going to come back and get you, man. So you have to understand that, man. The music that these cats are making, the cats like Young Dolph, man, when they promote all this violence and drugs and sex and all of these different symbologies in the music videos, we have to know what's going on with that stuff, man. You know, these cats aren't out here doing this nonchalantly or unconsciously, man. This is something that's been planned for a minute. You know, these guys know what they're doing. And if people are owning the record labels like cats like Yo Gotti, better go over there, man. These cats like Yo Gotti, when they're creating these record labels, man, and they're in control of the artists, just think of what's going on there, man. You know, some of these cats, they're not even about that life, man. They're just put in a position to where they're where they're representing this character or this entity that they're taking on, man, or that's taking over them, man. Like I said, music is a very powerful thing, and we see how people change up, man. We see how people like Jimi Hendrix, or people like let's think about people like Jimmy Page, man, and we think about all these other great guitarists, man, who could play these particular frequencies or particular hit these particular notes that what they say opens up another dimension, opens up another realm. You know, it becomes something serious, it's something sinister, man. You know, I mean, for any Christian folk out there, man, the Vatican talk about this stuff, man. I mean, they got exorcists, man, because they understand that, you know, there's different portals on this world, man, and people can conjure that stuff and open up these doors for where these particular spirits or entities can come through, man. Look at these cats, man. Young Dolph, that's not his real name. I never called out Adolf. Whatever the heck his name is, Adolf or Adolphus or something like that. I never called him by his government name, the vibration he came into this world in. I'm calling him by the character, the vibration he took on, man. You know, I'm talking about people like Nicki Minaj. That's not her real name. I'm talking about Cardi B. That's not her real name. All these people that we idol worshiping and we jam in their music and stuff like that, man. These are different peoples than what their government state, man. These are particular entities that a spirit has taken over, man. Be wise to it, man. Just because your eyes can't see it doesn't mean that it's not going on. This stuff is easily interpreted when the mind's eye is open. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to be mindful of the power of music like that, man. Know what I'm saying? With the cats like Young Dolph, man, and the other, and you know, I'm gonna put it out there, man. Even though a lot of people glorify this cat, man, Nipsey Hussle, man. Okay, he's done many great things, man. Okay, he's done good things in the community supposedly, man. But what does his music talk about? It talks about F and B's and N word this and N word that, and I'm gang banging out here doing this, crip walking over there, crip walking over there. You know, screw the Bloods, man. Screw this homeboy. I pull a chop. I mean, I'm throwing stuff out there. What he talks about in the music, man. And yet we idolize these cats, man. What about the righteous folks out there in the community that's doing all the great things, man? They never get radio play. They never get put on a big pedestal to where, people can learn from them. They're never given all the money and all the clout that the rest of these entities or characters or puppets, get. You never see that stuff being recycled back into the community for the sake of job, man, for the sake of goodness, man, for the sake of righteousness. And where is all of that, man? What happened to it? What happened to the love in music? You don't see none of that stuff no more, man. What you put out is what you get back in return, man. And like the Rolling Stone says, you can't always get what you want, man. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Yeah, man, serious thing right there. And that's what I'm saying, man. Music holds a very significant part now in our life, whether people recognize it or not. So we have to be mindful of these artists that we listen to, man, and that we idolize, man, and that we give praise to. You know what I'm saying? Every time we listen to an artist or every time we watch a movie, that's another dollar put into their pocket or given to the pockets or the bank accounts of these particular companies or record labels or conglomerates per se, that control all of this stuff, man. This is simple. This is simple stuff for us to recognize, man. But if we're not willing to humble ourselves and show some humility, like I have, like I said, I used to listen to Gucci Mane and, 666 Mafia and, the 666 Mafia. That's another wicked thing down from Memphis, man. The same place that these cats are from, and they intermingle with each other. You know what I'm saying? 666 Mafia, man. They talk about the dragon, they talk about the beast, man. And what was they involved in? Using all of these drugs and stuff like that, man. And what happens when you use the drugs like that, man? It works just the same way as alcohol or spirits. They don't call it spirits for no reason, because they open up a portal and allow that entity to come through, allow a particular thing to take over. We think about it. We think about a woman out there who is overly sexualized, man, and takes control of people, man, and sexes them in order to harness an energy or a spirit and keeps on draining them. It's called a succubus, man. They talk about this all throughout history. There's many different succubuses out there, man. We can even consider people like Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, women like that, man. I mean, think about the music that they make. I be hearing this stuff all over the place, and Cardi B got voted the greatest woman of the year, or some wickedry like that, man. Somebody that's out there, a stripper that's out there calling people B's and H's and talking like a sailor all the time. Ain't got nothing nice to say out the mouth. Can't put on no amount of clothes to cover up her assets, And yet we idolize this, man. Ain't nothing wrong with showing a little bit of skin, man. But when you're doing it like that, come on, man. This stuff is common sense to see. All we got to do is open up our mind's eye, man. Let the spirit shine through you, man. I know a lot of us got it out there like myself. And right now I'm shining, man. I'm glowing in the light right now, I know it. And I do it all the time, every day. But I don't like to recognize it, man, because when you recognize it, man, and you start shining, man, a lot of people shun that, and that's that battle of good versus evil that people talk about. People always say, watch out for that evil person right there, especially when you're talking goodness, man. You're talking righteous word out there, or you're shining on folks, man. A lot of people can't handle that. It's too deep. It goes against the status quo. It goes against the grain. The status quo says you're supposed to listen to Young Dolph, and you're supposed to listen to Cardi B, and you're supposed to go to work every day, man, and get a bottle when you come home from work, man, and pop a Percocet and this, that, and the other. Go work on the block, man, and shoot your brother and gangbang. And come on, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. For anybody out there who's listening, man, for anybody out there that this is reaching, Anybody out there who's opened up their ears, man, and closed their mouth and open up the mind? Let this soak in. Because we have to take responsibility for our actions, and we have to hold these particular entities or characters accountable. Once again, I didn't disrespect the man. I disrespected the character. I called out the character because we understand what the character has done to the people, man, and what it's doing to the communities, man, and why there's no umoja, why there's no unity going on in this world, man. And I hate to see all of these cats that do this, man, and they claim Black Pride, Africa. They fly that black, red, and green all the time, man. And they don't have no clue what they're doing, man. They don't have no clue, man. That's insanity, man. That is wickedness, man. If you're gonna be jamming this music, man, you're gonna be jamming this wickedness, and yet you're gonna talk about black power, black pride. That's wicked, man. Get your thing straight, man. Until Africa is free, nobody will be free. The world will never be free until Africa is free, man. You understand? That's word to Rastafari, man. People need to open up their minds, man, and open up their hearts, man, and let the love in a little bit, man. And I think that's about all for my rant today about music sound power. It's something deep, man. I've been waiting to get this thing off my chest, man, because I've been butting heads with people left and right. Most people won't understand what I'm talking about when it comes to, you know, this particular tragedy that happened with the brethren Young Dolph. But it's something that a stop needs to be put to, man. And it starts with the music, man. And it starts with us, man. As long as we're going to continue to glorify this music. And remember, every time we listen to the music, whether or not it's on the radio or on an iTunes player, on this player, on that play, whatever platform it happens to be, money is going towards this stuff, man. Why not step into the light, man, and listen to some righteousness, man? Because there's some good music out there, man. Yeah. There's some good music out there and some righteous brothers and soul sisters out there, man, that's still doing it for the culture, man. Which is why I dive deep into the reggae music, man. Deep roots, you understand? And if y'all follow me long enough, you'll understand that's a big part of me, man. And it's it's something that I'll carry with me forever, because that vibration, that particular sound of music and the words that come from, that's the definition or the combination of word sound power and music sound power. I'm glad this came to fruition just now. That is reggae, roots reggae music, not the stuff you hearing nowadays, man. Not the modern day stuff, man. The roots reggae, man. The roots reggae. That is where the definition of word sound power and music sound power fits, man, together. It's a righteous thing, man. And when we understand word sound power, we understand the power of music, and the power of words through semantics, how it affects people's minds and people's actions and emotions. You understand? You understand, man. It gets something so serious for myself.
You use the word rant.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I always appreciate y'all tuning in and listen to the righteous word from the brethren right here. Marley King, Chris Lyon, you know, working on becoming the master in the herbalist world, man. And as of now, man, I'm out there climbing the ladders, man, and healing the mind, body, and spirits of not only myself, man, but many who got open arms and open hearts, open minds, you know? So maybe one day, man, we can all unify and practice that principle. Umoja, unity. First day of Kwanzaa, yesterday. Second day today, Kuji Chagalia. Hey, man, and keep on following, man. We got 5 more candles to light. Make sure, if y'all ain't in tune, light up that next one tomorrow, man. And if y'all don't know what it is, I'm going to leave y'all with some homework like I always do, man. Go do some research and see what the 3rd day of Kwanzaa is, man. And make sure y'all practice that, man, each and every day, because those 7 principles, the Nguzu Saba, is something that'll really carry us on into the future, man. And we're going to stop it there, because I'm going to go into a whole nother rant.
I know.
Like I said, enough respect, peace, and one love. Not sure if we're going to jump back to Selena K, Miss Mary. Not sure if we're going to jump back to her. But in the meantime, man, I'm signing off, man. It's been a cold evening out here, and I'm glad I warmed myself up with this wonderful righteous rant, and I hope I warmed up a lot of hearts of yourself too, and brought a lot of sense of empowerment and umoja and unity, man. Hey, man, Until next time, be on the lookout, man. I'm working really hard to get my schedule lined up to figure out a particular day, but more than likely it's going to come back on Tuesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. It's going to be a wonderful series of Rock True beats coming in and some wonderful music coming in too, man. You always know I did dive deep into the crates, man. I always love to bring y'all some wonderful vibrations to carry on with you, man. And maybe you'll take a little bit of my music and it'll become your music, man, because the vibration is universal, man. Hey, man, till next time, Umoja, unity, peace, and one love. Chris Lyon, Rock True Beats.